Well, welcome to the Money Tip Podcast presented by Fully Funded Life. My name is Joe Sangle. I'm joined by my co-host, Megan Hibbert. Are you fired up today?
Fired up.
We are dipping our toes into the spicy water today.
I'm a little nervous.
This is episode number what?
3, 20.
Oh, 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. That's a gang sign now.
I don't know if you can do that.
Okay. All right. So 3, 2, 3. We're going to talk about something that's hot water, but we just decided to go there. What is it?
Yes. So today we are talking about the election's impact on the economy.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Well, who are you voting for?
Oh my God. Cut.
Cut. Yeah. We're not going to tell you who to vote for.
No.
We're here to talk about financial stuff. But the election absolutely affects families.
Yeah.
There are consequences to elections. And what I think the vast majority of America is over is this nonstop fighting, bullying, ridiculousness from both sides, and no accountability for lying. So here's what we know. The election's impact on the economy, the market, when we say the market, the stock market, investors, they really dislike, they might use this other word, abhor. They despise uncertainty. Like they don't like not knowing things.
I think we all feel that.
Okay. Well, the more uncertain it is on who's going to get elected, the less certain they are on how that will affect different industries.
Yeah.
Like, I think everybody would agree that if a Democrat gets elected versus a Republican, that has profound implications for the healthcare industry.
Right.
Has profound implications for the energy, oil, and gas industry. Has profound impact on the semiconductor industry. I mean, it just does. It has, because they have different agendas. And so the market dislikes uncertainty. And when you have candidates, as we're recording this, that are like 50-50, it's like they don't know.
Yeah.
And so investors, they have to make their decisions based on both data and their beliefs.
Yeah.
They like to use data way more so that they can have stronger beliefs. Right now, they have data that says it's 50-50, so they have to go with beliefs. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yep.
So, if the data and beliefs lead them to believing a leading candidate's positions will harm the overall economy, well, the investors will respond appropriately. And if they have data and beliefs that lead them to believe that their leading candidates' positions will help the overall economy, well, they'll also respond appropriately. So, what is the big question then?
Yeah. So it comes down to who is the leading candidate and what is that candidate's vision for the country?
Okay. So we can say very clearly the two leading candidates are Kamala Harris and Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two candidates. And we're not going to tell you who to vote for. And we all know that both of them are human beings. Both of them have good aspects. Both of them have challenging aspects. That's because they are human.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to talk about the economic topics of that. Does that sound good?
Yeah,
we're going to stay we're going to avert the speed bumps, the pit hole.
not that kind of podcast.
Yeah, it's not that one. There's a lot of other podcasts on that. So let's talk about the economic topics. So what's the first one?
Yep. So the first one is national debt. One of your favorites.
Yeah.
You get fired up about it.
So what does each candidate say about how they're going to deal with the nation's rising debt?
Which is currently $35.1 trillion.
It is currently $35.1 trillion. Let that settle in. And so it's $35.1 trillion. And when the national debt is that large, and both Republicans and Democrats have continued to be on an insane spending spree, what are the candidates saying about it? Frankly, neither candidate has made a clear position on this. At best, it's been lip service.
Is there a way for us to go back from that? Like,
Absolutely.
How does the country function and we get back to little or no debt? or back in the green?
It's the same way that a household gets rid of their debt that they feel like is overarching and overwhelming.
How would the average American feel that? You know what I'm saying?
How would we feel it?
Yeah.
We would see less government services. Some people think that's a good thing. Others think that's a bad thing. There would be less outrageous raises being given and outrageous pensions being given. There would be a limited amount of any new initiatives. They could still grow. Defense would still be funded. But right now, and we're going to share this in a minute, we're paying so much money on interest on our debt that alone will tackle us to the ground if we do not get on this. And so the first step towards paying it off and then sharing how the average American would feel it is we need the second economic principle that we wanted to share, and that is a balanced budget. We need a budget. The government needs a budget. So I'm asking myself, will the candidates commit to proposing and working with both sides, both Democrat and Republican and any independents in both sides of the House and the Senate, to pass a zero-based annual budget? Zero-based meaning that it balances. Income minus outgo equals exactly zero. Trademark. Okay? So we'll read some stuff.
Do it.
So in the United States, the fiscal conservatism movement believes that balanced budgets are an important goal. Every state other than Vermont has a balanced budget amendment, providing some form of ban on deficits. While the Oregon kicker, it bans surpluses. So it's like you can't sit here and get rich on us. It bans surpluses of greater than 2% of revenue. And the Colorado Taxpayer Bill of Rights also bans surpluses and requires the state to refund taxpayers in the event of a budget surplus.
Oh, wow.
But listen to this. The last time that the budget was balanced for the United States or had a surplus was in 2001, 23 years ago. Yeah. Has there been Republicans in office since then? Yes. Have there been Democrats in office since then? Yes. Okay. So this is a both sides. Yeah. And I just will say again to all of us, when one party says we and they, that is not good for us. Yeah. U.S., United States. It's not good for us, and you can also say it's not good for the United States. So numerous sources have stated that as of 2023, a balanced budget is no longer possible without massive reductions in spending by the federal government, according to the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, and several other independent sources. Extreme spending reductions on numerous entitlements would also not likely be popular. Therefore, these are why our politicians do not vote for them.
Not doing them.
Even if such cuts would be sufficient to bring a balanced budget to the United States, federal debt will rise from 98% of our gross domestic product to 181% 30 years from now. This is according to a lot of research that we've done. Now, here's the deal. How do the candidates focus on that? Okay, we have a third one. So we have the national debt. We have a balanced budget. What's the third one?
Taxation.
Tell everybody about taxation.
Yep. So how does each candidate propose to fund their vision? So is it fair? Is it legal? Do their plans rely on executive orders? And if so, is that legal? And can they get their plans to pass through Congress?
So that's really good. So what is fair taxation? So Megan's not taking that bait, and we all have feelings about it. Yeah. You know, we've heard about the flat tax. Everybody, no matter what they make, they pay the same percent. There's no deductions. There's no anything. But it turns out that having deductions incentivizes people to do behavior that the government wants them to do, or that the government knows is important. Yeah. Being able to deduct interest on a home mortgage encourages home ownership. Being able to deduct student loan interest encourages people to go to school, things like that. But the question is it fair? Well, that's why we have a democratic republic. We all get to vote on this. And I say, is it fair? You know, fair is a place where you ride rides. Yeah. So fair is differently defined by everybody. But is it fair to the most people? Is is it equal to most people? Is it legal? Like, can it stand up? Because, if the candidate is proposing something that's not legal, well, that's not going to happen. And if they try to push it through an executive order, it's going to get opposed. And, they got to get it passed through Congress. This is why we have limited powers of government and why the president is not known as king.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what I'm asking of myself. Okay. What's the fourth one?
Yep. So the next one is jobs. So how does the plan presented by each candidate help create good jobs? Will their plan create a net gain or loss in jobs?
Yeah.
What types of jobs will their plan create? And will their plan help the vast majority of Americans move forward financially?
Yeah. I mean, it's all about jobs. I think it was Bill Clinton who said, it's the economy, stupid. I mean, that was a statement he said. And he was basically saying there's a lot of issues people are fighting over, but this is the one.
Yeah.
And it's about jobs. People want the opportunity to be able to work. We are wired to produce. We are wired to do meaningful work. And so I'm asking myself, hey, each candidate, what is their plan on this from an economic standpoint? And then the last thing is the advisors. Who's in the ear of each candidate? Because it turns out not every candidate is a economic genius for global economies. And who is the person that's advising them on it? And what is their background? What is their philosophy? Because whoever their economic advisors are, they have a track record.
Yeah.
And whatever that track record is, that past will help you project in the future. And I promise you that the people that are buying and selling stocks, for mutual fund companies, for ETFs, all that stuff, hey, they're looking at this information. They're asking themselves these things because it affects all of us. And so maybe we could put this together on a downloadable sheet. Do you think we could do that?
Yeah.
Have it available as a downloadable sheet. And I would encourage each of our listeners to become an informed voter and then vote. Of course, economics is only one portion of what you would vote on. And so let this be an important part of it, because the lives of our children and grandchildren will be greatly affected by what these candidates do and the people that we put into office. They are a representative government. And if we are a nation of a bunch of spenders, we're going to elect people that represent us. And what are they going to do? They're going to spend. But if we elect people that represent us and we are savers and we're prudent and we're balanced budgets, I almost want to laugh out loud. But if we are, guess who we'll elect? And we, my friends, will last long term. Hey, we would love to hear your thoughts. Download this sheet, make some informed decisions, and make sure you do one thing first and foremost: vote. Get fired up. Hey, thanks for watching this video. There's a lot more content on our website. We got a few of them linked right here, and we got a subscription link as well. We would be so honored if you would click that like and subscribe button and go learn some additional stuff so that you can live your fully funded life.